Chelsey, this evening we're going to read Travels of Dr. Dolittle by Hugh Lofting.
Yay!
Illustrations by Philip Wendy.
Wow, I like Philip Wendy. Even if I don't know who she is.
Once upon a time there was a doctor named John Dolittle, MD.
Wow, that's a great name.
The MD meant that he was a doctor and that he knew a lot.
Wow.
Dr. Dolittle lived in a little English town called Puddle by on the Marsh.
Put away on the mouse. Cool.
When he walked down the stairs in his high hat, all the dogs and cats and cows and horses and pigs and chickens and sheep and frogs and turtles ran after him.
Look, don't forget the mice. There's mice up here. Don't forget the mice and shapes.
Instead of doctoring people, Dr. Dolittle doctored animals.
Doctored animals.
He was very fond of animals.
Yes, and like I said, the pig is having
And
this treasure to make
animals
sure
were
he's
very fond of him.
fond of him.
They
I'm fond
came
of him, Dad.
to his house from everywhere so that he could take care of them. Then, instead of going home again, they stayed.
Yeah, look,
Soon,
parrots.
his house was filled with all kinds of animals. There was barely enough room left for Dr. Dolittle himself. What do you think, Chelsey?
Yeah, I think there's barely enough room. Look, the horse out there.
Yeah. What he said?
Yeah.
Dr. Dolittle gave names to all his favourite pets. There was Dab Dab the duck, and Jip the dog, and Gub Gub the pig,
What about this rat?
and Toot Toot the owl, and Polynesia the parrot. But the doctor had so many mice and canaries and hens and roosters and turtles and rabbits and hedgehogs
And
and
rats.
alligators and opossums and raccoons that he couldn't find names for them all.
Daddy, I think that as in crocodile alligators, maybe wouldn't they be scary in real life? I think I would name it Gaby if I was him.
That's a good name.
Yep, and I would name the piggy, Piggy. That's a good name.
One rainy day, Polynesia the parrot said to Dr. Dolittle, "You have so many pets now that you must learn to talk with them. We will teach you animal language."
Oh, can you teach me?
Dr. Dolittle sat down in front of a blackboard. His pets gave him lessons. Soon he learned to talk with the animals.
That's so
Soon he
fun.
understood everything they said. So it says here, moo means hello. What animal says moo, Chelsey?
Cow.
Very good.
Tell me the page. I want to learn more.
One night after the doctor had learned the animal language, the door flew open. A monkey ran in. "Doctor," the monkey cried, "my name is Chi Chi. I have come all the way from Africa to tell you about monkeys.
Monkeys.
They have a terrible sickness. They beg you to come to Africa to cure them. Will you do it, please?"
Yes, I will. I will help you right away. Let's go to Africa now, straight away, so we can help all these pets.
"Of course I will," said Dr. Dolittle. So early next morning, the doctor and Chi Chi and Jip and Dab Dab and Gub Gub and Toot Toot and Polynesia took all their luggage down to the seashore.
What about the pigeons' names?
The seagulls, darling.
Oh, well, I would name one of them Seagull and Parrot.
Dr. Dolittle got a boat from a sailor. Then they all went on board.
Yay! Cool. Hey, Daddy, turn the page.
For 6 weeks they sailed,
6
on
weeks.
and on, over the rolling sea. When they got to the equator, they saw some flying fish.
Flying fish, Dad, you know
The
what?
flying fish said,
Daddy,
"It is only 50 miles to Africa."
is there only Is it really flying fish? Is that real?
Yes, Daddy's seen flying fish.
Wow, Mommy, I want to see a flying fish.
Okay.
Daddy, can I see the next page?
But then a great storm came up with thunder and lightning. The wind hollowed, the rain poured down, the waves splashed over the boat. Suddenly there was a big boom. The ship stopped. It rolled over on its side. Dear me, said the doctor. We must have run into Africa.
Yes, Africa. Does Africa have storms like that?
Yeah, in the equatorial regions they do.
Wow.
Get the rope, cried Polynesia. Dab, you take the end of the rope. Fly to the shore. Tie it to a palm tree. Then those who can't swim go down the rope until you get to the land. And that's how they all got safely to shore.
Can the parrot swim? Well, of course not. It can fly instead. And look, the pig and the dog are going together safely. And they're stuck in a big cave.
They all took shelter in a nice dry cave they found up in the cliffs. Suddenly Chi said, "Shh, I hear footsteps."
Be quiet.
They looked out and saw a soldier come out of the woods. He wore a mask over his face. He carried a shield and a long, sharp spear.
A long, sharp spear? That's too sharp.
You must all come before the great king of the Jolikiki, he said. All these lands belong to him. Follow me.
Well, it's a nice king? No, it's not. I've seen this story before. It's not a nice king.
When they had followed the soldiers a little way through the forest, they saw the king's palace. The king was sitting under an umbrella. You may not travel through my land,
Told you,
said the king. Then he told his soldiers, take this medicine man away.
Medicine man
Lock
away.
him and all his animals in my strongest prison.
Strongest prison? I've seen this before. It's bad. I see.
The prison had only one little window. It was high up in the wall, with bars across it. The prison door was strong and thick. The walls were solid stone. Gub, the pig began to cry. Even Dr. Dolittle was worried. But Polynesia the parrot said, I'm small enough to get through the bars of this window. Tonight I'll creep through the bars and fly to the palace. I'll find a way to make the king let us out.
That's great. Even Dr. Dolittle will not fit through that. He's made of paper.
So this night the parrot flew to the palace. She crept into the king's bedroom very softly and hid under the bed. I am Dr. Dolittle, said the parrot, just the way the doctor would have said. You cannot see me. I have made myself invisible. Now listen, I warn you. You'll let me and my animals travel through your kingdom, or I will make you sick like the monkeys. Send your soldiers to open the prison door, or you shall have months before the morning sun comes up. As those words, the king began to tremble. He jumped out of bed.
Okay, I'll let you out. Just please don't make me sick like the monkeys. Please. This will kill me.
He told the soldiers to open the prison door. The doctor and all his animals rushed out of the prison. They ran through the forest towards the land of the monkeys. They ran as fast as they could. But when the king found out how he had been fooled by the parrot, he was dreadfully angry. He rushed around in his nightshirt. He woke all his army. He sent them into the jungle to catch the doctor.
Oh no! Be careful, Doctor! Be careful! Oh no!
Chi-Chi the monkey knew the path through the jungle better than the king's soldiers did. He led the doctor and his pets to the thickest part of the forest. He hid them all in a big hollow tree. Chi-Chi said, "We must hide here while the soldiers are close by. Soon they will get tired and go back." You see them hiding in the tree?
Yeah, I can see them. They're hiding in a tree trunk.
Yes.
Did they saw a tree down or something? That tree looks pretty dead.
I think it might just fallen over.
Yeah, they've fallen over.
When the soldiers had all gone, Chi-Chi brought the doctor and his animals out of their hiding place. Then they set off for the land of the monkeys. And that very evening they saw a lot of monkeys. They were sitting in the tree, looking and eagerly waiting. When they saw the famous doctor, the monkeys made a tremendous noise. They cheered, they waved, they swung out on the branches to greet him. But the king's soldiers hadn't gone to bed. They were still following Chelsey. They saw Dr. Dolittle. They ran to catch him. The doctor and his animals ran harder than they had ever run in their lives. They came to a high place with a river far below it. The land of the monkeys was on the other side. Jip the dog looked over the edge and almost fell. "How are we ever going to get across?" he asked.
How are we ever going to get across?
Have to find out, Chelsey. Then the leader of the monkeys, the biggest one of all, cried out to the others, "Boys, a bridge! Quick, get lively! Make a bridge! And, quick as a flash, the monkeys made themselves into a bridge. They
Daddy,
did it by holding hands and feet and their tails.
where's the
They made a bridge of monkeys, and the big one shouted, "Walk over, all of you. Walk across the bridge."
Hey, Daddy, where's the pig?
I don't see the pig in the picture yet. Dr. Dolittle and his pets were all a bit afraid. Such a narrow bridge, and so high above the river, but all of them got over safely. The doctor was the last one to cross. Just as he reached the other side, the king's soldiers came rushing up behind them. They waved their swords, they threw their spears, they hollered, and they yelled.
That's very
But they were
dangerous.
too late. Dr. Dolittle and all his animals were safe in the land of the monkeys.
That's good. By the way, why was the king trembling over that? It's hard fun being sick, but at least you don't die. It's as good as dying.
The doctor found hundreds and thousands of very sick monkeys. He made all the monkeys come to be vaccinated. For 3 days and 3 nights, they came from the jungle. They came from the valleys. They came from the mountains and hills. They came to the little house of grass where the doctor sat all day and all night, vaccinating, and vaccinating. And then, very soon, the monkeys began to get better. Does that remind you of anything, Chelsey?
Yes. It reminds me. Yeah, it does. It reminds me of when I was sick, I got better. And when I get my vaccination, it may hurt, but it's better than being ill.
Reminds you of COVID-19 when
Yeah,
there was
yeah.
a vaccine to help people
there
get
was
better?
vaccine. Yeah. And Daddy, it reminds me of when you're going to get better.
Yeah. By then, the doctor was all worn out. He was so tired that he went to bed and slept for 3 days
What? Slept for 3
and
days?
3 nights without even turning over.
What?
When he
That's
woke
impossible.
up, Dr. Dolittle saw that none of the monkeys were sick anymore. They were all well. His vaccination had cured them all. So he told them that now he must go back to
His house.
Cuddle By on the marsh.
Cuddle By on the marsh? Wow.
The monkeys were very surprised at this. They had hoped that the doctor would stay with them forever. That night they got together to talk things over. The big one got up and said, "It is sad that the Dr. Dolittle must leave us, but since he must go, let us give him a fine present. If you really want to please him," Chi-Chi said, "give him an animal, one he has never seen before. An iguana? No. An octopi? No. A pushy pulu? Yes.
Yes.
No man has ever seen a push me pulu.
I've never seen that before.
Let us give him a push me pulu."
Well, Daddy, actually, I don't think the monkey needs to give him a present because all these presents I have are you guys. Oh, give me a hug.
Yeah.
Good, Daddy.
Now there aren't any push me pulleys anymore, but then, when Dr. Dolittle was in Africa, there were still a few of them left. Push me pulley has no tail. Instead, he had a head with horns,
Why do they have
both
two
in
heads?
front and behind.
Why do they have two heads?
Push me pull you with two heads were very hard to count. When one head went to sleep, the other head was always wide awake and watching. This is why they were never caught and never seen in zoos.
Oh, I want to see them in the zoo. They can't run away. There's bars.
To catch a push me pull you, the doctor, the monkeys made a plan. Very, very quietly, they set out through the forest to hunt. They found a place where they thought the push me pull you might be. Then they made a circle and joined hands. The push me pull you heard them. He tried to break through the ring of monkeys, but he couldn't do it. He saw it was no use. He sat down and asked them what they wanted. They asked him if he would go home with Dr. Dolittle.
But they can't. He's leaving now. Will this be a sad story?
Push me pull you shook his head hard. Certainly not, he said. For 3 days and 3 nights the monkeys tried to persuade him. Then at last he said, "I will come with you and see what kind of man this doctor is." The push me pull you took one look at Dr. Dolittle. He saw at once that the doctor was a very good man. The push me pull you said, "You have been most kind to all these monkeys. I have made up my mind. I will go with you."
Yay! This is not a sad story after all. Can you promise me that you'll read another story after this? Please. Okay.
When the doctor's animals, and the push me pull you started back to the seashore, the monkeys went with them to see them off. It took a long time to say farewell. Hundreds and thousands of monkeys wanted to shake the doctor by the hand and thank him for making them well again.
Well, I thank Mommy for making me, but I wish you have helped make me.
Then the push me pull you, dub dub, dub dub, jip, toot toot, Polynesia and Chi Chi all went on the ship with the doctor. Soon they were out of sight of land. The wide, wide sea looked terribly big and lonesome. They lost their way. They had no more food. There was no wind to fill the sails. Dr. Dolittle said, "I'm afraid we are never going to get home." But then they heard a strange noise high in the air. It grew louder and louder and louder.
Was it like was it the bin truck? Was it the bin truck nearby to help them get home? They could just go where the garbage goes.
birds, millions of them, millions of swallows flying fast. Swallows saw the ship. They came down close. They swooped and skimmed over the water. They took hold of ropes with their feet. Away they flew. They pulled the ship along behind them. Now the doctor was travelling fast. He had to hold on to his hat with both hands. The swallows flew on and on. They pulled and pulled. They pulled the ship to England in almost no time at all.
Wow, in almost no time. Wow, no minutes? No hair?
Very little time. The winter sun was shining when the doctor got back to his own country. It was good to be home at last. Every night after supper, the doctor and his animals would sit around a big warm fire. Then the doctor would read aloud to them. He would read them the big book he was writing about their trip to faraway Africa.
So Dr. Dolittle wrote down this part.
Africa, the land they would never forget. The land where the monkeys chattered in the palm trees. The land where they found the wonderful push-me-pull. The end. Did you like that story, Chelsey?
Yes, I did.
Very good.
Ooh.
So today is the 24th of November 2021.
That's right.
Can you say that, Chelsey?
November is the 2021.
Very good. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. See you. Wait. Hope you liked this video and don't forget to like and subscribe and tell us in the comments if you like this video. Okay, bye everyone. Bye. 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 Bye.